Emma stood in the center of the big Okoye family kitchen, holding a wooden spoon and spatula like they were weapons. She took a deep breath. Tonight wasn't just about cooking. Tonight was a test. A test to see if she truly belonged in this powerful family. Just weeks ago, Emma was an ordinary culinary student with big dreams. Now she was engaged to Daniel Okoye, the gentle son of one of the most respected families in the region. Daniel loved her deeply, but his family? They were traditional, strict, and slow to trust outsiders. Their mansion felt like another world. Tall walls, heavy wooden furniture, old family portraits staring down at her. Even the air was serious. And this was where Emma had been asked to cook a full traditional meal for the entire Okoye family. A family that didn't believe she was good enough. Days earlier, she had found an old cookbook in the guest library. It looked forgotten, the cover cracked, the pages yellow. But the recipes inside were powerful. They carried names she had only heard old village women mention in hushed voices. One dish stood out, Ikan okra achichi, a royal stew that vanished after the death of the Okoye family matriarch Mama Catherine. No one had prepared it in decades. Emma knew it was risky, but something in that book called to her. Something familiar. She didn't understand it, but it felt like the recipe was part of her story too. When she finished cooking and the family gathered at the long dining table, the room was filled with tension. Daniel's sister, Gloria, watched her like a hawk. Chief Benjamin Okoye, their father, sat at the head of the table, calm but unreadable. As the dishes were placed on the table, the smell of Emma's stew floated through the air, warm, smoky, ancient. Everyone noticed. Chief Okoye lifted his spoon and tasted it. The room froze. The spoon slipped from his hand and hit the plate. He covered his mouth as tears filled his eyes. "Where did you learn this?" he whispered. Emma stepped forward, her heart racing. "I found it in a cookbook in your guest library," she said. It had a name written in the corner, Mama Catherine Okoye. Gasps filled the room. "That was my mother," Chief Okoye said, voice shaking. "No one has cooked this dish since she passed. She never taught anyone." Gloria stood shocked. "How could you have known this recipe?" That was when Emma slowly reached into her bag and pulled out an old photo she had found tucked inside the cookbook. It showed Mama Catherine, standing beside another woman. Emma's voice softened. "This woman is my grandmother. I didn't know she once worked here as a cook. I only found out when I saw this picture." The room went silent. Chief Okoye took the photo, studying it with trembling hands. "Your grandmother was my mother's closest helper," he said quietly. "She trusted her with everything." And just like that, the atmosphere changed. Stories were shared. Old memories resurfaced. The family that once doubted Emma began to see her differently, not as an outsider, but as someone who unknowingly carried a piece of their history. By the end of the night, Emma wasn't just Daniel's fiancée. She was part of the Okoye story. A missing piece finally returned home. And what began as a simple dinner became a bridge between the past and the present. This is Starscope, where stories breathe, memories return, and heritage finds its way back through the most unexpected moments. If this story touched your heart, please support me by subscribing. It means more than you know, and it helps me bring more stories like this to life. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to comment. Thank you so much.